this TV interview, and they said, "Oh, the West Pier is burning." You didn't know?
The West Pier is an iconic landmark that many tourists are quick to associate with the social, cultural and historical appeal of Brighton. From its success to its burning in 2003, the West Pier still remains a popular tourist spot to this day, despite its closure for over 40 years. The West Pier is a decadent symbol and ghostly reminder of the demands of tourism culture.
Originally, the aim of the trust, which was set up in the late 1970s after the period closed to the public, was to restore it. And eventually it got very close to restoring it. It got a major lottery grant and matched funding and all permissions, and then just when it was on the brink of being restored, it was burnt down and all the funding was withdrawn. So since then, it's been about using the site, celebrating the history of the pier, which is what we're doing here. This is about the history of the pier, informing people about the pier.
Although the West Pier Trust aims to keep the memory of the Grand Pier alive, the skeletal structure of the pier is a memento to tourists of the alleged arson that occurred in March 2003.
So we're coming in this direction past the West Pier, and the traffic had slowed down completely, and I said, "What's going on? I've got to get to this TV interview." And they said, "Oh, the West Pier is burning." You didn't know? And in fact, the whole town had been was suffused with smoke from the burning West Pier.
The burning of the West Pier was a devastating event for many, as Brighton saw decades of history go up in flames. However, it got a surprisingly small amount of coverage in the national news, with most coverage only hitting papers in the local area. Can piers still be considered a staple piece of tourism, or are they merely an old-fashioned attraction that resonates with British culture? Millions of tourists may actively seek Brighton, but it is important to consider whether the Palace Pier is actually benefiting from its overwhelming number of visitors. Though it has been a centre of Brighton's tourism industry since opening in 1899, the Palace Pier's continued existence should not be taken for granted. In January 2019, the Brighton Pier Group issued a warning that profits had taken a £600,000 hit due to rail network disruptions.
Until the current ownership, the Palace Pier was a bit of a problem to us because the owners were very, very hostile to the idea of the West Pier being restored. We had lots of problems with them. Lots. They did all sorts of things which delayed the restoration, and that eventually, then of course eventually it was actually burnt down. It was never discovered who burnt it down, but the relationship was very bad. The current owner, Luke Johnson, has done a lot of good things.
Whilst owners expect a recovery in revenue after completion, this fall in profits points to the fragility of the tourist economy that piers universally rely upon.
I find the Palace Pier, the Brighton Pier, is very much the kind of tacky tourist, kind of like family oriented, got to go on it to get candy floss or Brighton rum.
John Fisk conceptualises the beach resort as an imposition of human control over nature. The pier then can be seen as a physical extension of this reach for control, jutting into the ocean in defiance of nature, a testament to the ambition of human culture. The skeletal remains of the West Pier stand to remind us of the neglect of this ambition, and the efforts to maintain its legacy embody the cultural significance of these grand, audacious, and ultimately human structures.